We're halfway into 2022 and some of the most anticipated gacha games of the year are still to come, so let's take a look. Hey G Nation, I'm Ben and today on Android Gamespot, the 10 best gacha games coming in 2022. This list is not ranked, so watch the whole video till the end and let me know which games you're hyped for. Now, let's do this! Number 10. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. Fans of Final Fantasy get hyped as Square Enix is working on a new Final Fantasy VII game called Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. This will be a free-to-play single-player experience reimagining the timeline of the original PS1 game from 1997. Something that's worth noting is that Ever Crisis will have an active time battle system just like the classic, which to me personally and to all who didn't like the battle system in FF7 Remake will be happy to hear that this game will see the return of the turn-based system. Yay! As for the release date, Square Enix has not given any specifics aside from a release window of 2022 and that the game is set to release on mobile only, on the Android and iOS platforms, but I'm sure we'll know more details as we approach the launch. But what I wanna know is, who else is hyped? Number 9. Octopath Traveler Champions of the Continent. Octopath Traveler Champions of the Continent is coming to mobile worldwide after it launched in Japan back in 2020, and personally, being a huge fan of the first Octopath Traveler, I am super hyped for this. Champions of the Continent will be a free-to-play gacha RPG from Square Enix. Visually speaking, the game features characters in 2D sprites with backgrounds in 3D, although it doesn't look as beautiful as the first game, which was exclusive to consoles and PC. Thankfully, the original music is making a comeback and it's one hell of a soundtrack. Champions of the Continent will also feature the same battle system as the previous game with the break system of enemies weak to specific weapons and magic. In short, the break system allows you to stun your enemies and unleash all your saved up attacks, so balancing breaks with the number of moves you can save is still the key to success here. Really can't wait for this one. Number 8. Tower of Fantasy. The highly anticipated competitor to Genshin Impact is coming to both mobile and PC platforms. Tower of Fantasy will immerse you in a futuristic anime-inspired world on the distant planet of Ada. Players can expect an engaging story and flashy fast-paced combat across a vast alien world. TOF features unique characters with their own skills, personalities, and deep backstories, as well as unique weapons that will fit to different playstyles. You can also team up with your online friends in co-op, and weapons and styles can be switched on the fly, resulting in a more dynamic action-packed gameplay. Tencent announced back in March 2022 that Tower of Fantasy was ready for global release without actually giving a specific date, other than the game will launch sometimes in 2022. Number 7. ARTERY Gear Fusion. ARTERY Gear Fusion is now open for pre-registration, and the game will let you dive into a post-apocalyptic world with mecha girls in an anime-themed RPG. You will take on the shoes of a commander and lead your own mecha girl army of female warriors equipped with cybernetic armor, aka ARTERY gear. The story in Fusion is about humankind's resilience during the chaotic puppet war, and the gameplay is turn-based RPG with some stunning character art. If you'd like to pre-register, you can head over to the official website and there are ongoing milestone rewards to check out as well. Number 6. ARKNIGHTS ENDFIELD. While the new ARKNIGHTS ENDFIELD is not a sequel to the tower defense game ARKNIGHTS, it borrows the worldview while creating a new story, gameplay, characters, and more. The game features gorgeous real-time world exploration and strategic combat that lets you go on a journey in search for a new home across the stars. Players can also expect new content and gameplay mechanics where you can, for example, manage your party, unlock story chapters, and come across a variety of factions on your travels. ENDFIELD is still under development and there's no official release date yet, but we are getting new updates more frequently, which can only mean we are getting closer to that global release, which by the way will be on PC and mobile. Number 5. Roko Kingdom. Roko Kingdom by Tencent is another upcoming gacha where players take on the role of a character from the kingdom and summon pets to battle against each other. Yes, it sounds like Pokemon, and Tencent is probably gonna dress their IP with some Pokemon vibes since they worked on Pokemon Go. The pets in Roko Kingdom can be trained to gain in strength, and just as in Pokemon, the world is filled with people who pet and train legendary creatures. Honestly, since we haven't had an official Pokemon MMO from Nintendo, Roko Kingdom will have no problems getting popular if Tencent play their cards right, and I'm curious who else is hyped for this Pokemon style MMO gacha on mobile. Number 4. ZENLESS Zone Zero. Coming to us from the team that made Honkai and Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero is set in a futuristic metropolis called New Eridu. The city holds whatever is left of humanity after a catastrophic event nearly wiped out the world as we know it. You take on the role of a proxy, and with a diverse and massive collection of companions on your side, you will fight mysterious enemies and try to find answers to all the mysteries of this universe. The actual gameplay will be similar to miHoYo's previous games, in other words, beautifully animated 3D action with a massive cast, all fully realized with their classic gorgeous anime-inspired visuals. And although we don't know much details, there was a mention of a roguelike gameplay system, and to me personally, this detail made me actually hyped for ZZ, wait for it, Z. Number 3. Goddess of Victory NIKKE. Goddess of Victory is set in a post-apocalyptic world where humans live underground. NIKKE lets you defend against invaders in a third-person shooter RPG featuring stunning visuals and fast-paced combat. As for the gameplay, it's a one-stop shop with one-hand controls, so all you gotta do is move your NIKKEs and they'll shoot, reload, and cook you a nice meal. Okay, not the last one, but you get the picture. Picking the right NIKKEs for each battle will make the difference, as for example a NIKKE with a sniper rifle can help you take down foes from a distance, while NIKKEs with rocket launchers can blast through a group of enemies dealing massive AoE damage. The game also features a PvP mode, map exploration, multiplayer cooperative shooting, a tower defense mode, and limited time activities during special events. If you wanna stay tuned for the latest news, you can check out the official website and the game's Twitter page. Number 2. 7 Deadly Sins Origins. Fans of the anime and 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, Origins is the sequel to one of the most popular gacha games in the past couple of years, and while Grand Cross was somewhat limited with its linear turn-based mechanics, Origins on the other hand was developed as an open-world game with an original story based on the multiverse worldview of the anime. Battles happen in real time, and you can for example find treasure chests by climbing walls or diving in the water, putting in the spotlights the elements of exploration here. And while I did enjoy the first game, I always wanted to freely explore the world of 7 Deadly Sins, and it looks like Origins answered my and many other fans' call. The game will come out on PC, mobile and consoles, and no exact release date has been confirmed yet. Nevertheless, I am hyped. Number 1. Honkai Star Rails. Easily one of the most anticipated releases of the year, Honkai Star Rails is the sequel to Honkai Impact 3rd, the first hit of miHoYo before Genshin Impact, and Star Rails will be taking us to space on an epic interstellar journey. The Honkai series is known for its beautiful graphics, amazing character design, fast-paced action gameplay, and of course, some of the best world building around. We don't know much yet about Star Rail and where it stands in the lore, but what we do know is that unlike the previous hit games by miHoYo, which were third-person action focused, Star Rail will feature turn-based gameplay, and I'm curious, what do you guys think about that? Personally, I love turn-based JRPGs, so I'm happy for it. Last but not least, for those interested, you can sign up for the closed beta on the game's official website. And that sums up my picks for the best gacha games coming in 2022, but now I wanna hear from you in the comments. Which games do you wanna play the most? Of course, as always, if you enjoyed this video, clicking the like button does help me out a lot, and I would really appreciate that. And if you're new, consider subscribing because I put out new videos like this every week. Also, special thanks to my YouTube members, and if you also want to support my content and get some cool rewards, links are down in the description. You can also show some love to this video with a super thanks. Once again, I'm Ben, thank you Nation for watching, and I'll see you next time, right here on Android Gamespot. Stay epic!